Minnesota Vikings and star wide receiver Justin Jefferson have reached agreement on a 4-year, $140 million contract extension that includes $110 million guaranteed.
So Justin Jefferson breaks the bank on a new extension with the Minnesota Vikings, signed for 4 years, $140 million, $110 million guaranteed, breaks down to about $35 million over the next 4 years. And it's well deserved. Jay Jettis has literally been a mainstay in Minnesota. And it's a breath of fresh air because, Minnesota has had a history the last couple of years of letting, their number one wide receiver, for whatever reason, kind of not finish things out strongly with them, whether it be a Stephon Diggs. Adam Thielen signed with them a couple times, but his departure was kind of just, I guess it wasn't as big of a deal as I thought it would have been or it should have been, considering what he did for that team before they drafted a guy like Jay Jettis. But you can date all the way back to a guy like Randy Moss and how that departure kind of went away, all because the guy just wanted to win there. He wanted to win there bad. So, I was a little bit hesitant to say Justin Jefferson was going to sign back with Minnesota Vikings, especially after the drafting of Jordan Addison. So it's good to see them do right by him. Let's talk about how that impacts guys like Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase, obviously being, here in Cincinnati, covering Cincinnati football. You got to wonder how that's going to impact his contract when it's time for him to get paid. And albeit while Justin Jefferson is the highest paid wide receiver in football right now, I don't know if he'll be the highest paid football for long. I think Justin Jefferson deserved the contract that he got. I think Jamar Chase is probably going to eclipse that contract, not by the biggest of margins, I would say, but I just know that he is in the Bengals' plans for the future. It's the reason why you have to sort of be smart. This is this Burrow Chase era right here that the Bengals are in. They have to be very calculated with how they spend their money and try to extend their championship window for as long as possible and keep these two playing together, right? Regardless of what people think, there might be many faces that come in and out of the offense, but these two are the faces of the offense, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, and that's where the buck stops. So I expect Jamar Chase to probably eclipse somewhere like 37 million, something like that annually. It'd be interesting to see how the guarantees break down. We know how the Bengals don't really like to pay a lot of money beyond year one in guarantees, but so we'll see how that kind of all shakes out. They did right by Joe Burrow, and they made him the highest paid quarterback in the National Football League, highest paid player. And I expect this to be no different. I expect Jamar Chase has been such a transcendent talent for this Bengals offense. He shows up game in and game out. Jamar Chase, has a shot at beating your number one corner at any point in time. So I know the Bengals are going to do right by him. It's just crazy to see how far the wide receiver market has come, right? We used to think 100 million was a lot. Now you see these guys are eclipsing beyond that. So at what point, when is somebody going to break the 200 million mark? These wide receivers, to some degree, are getting paid like quarterbacks in some aspects, and some are making more money than some of these starting quarterbacks in some aspects as well. But I look at a guy like Jamar Chase and I say he is going to be a very, very rich man sooner rather than later. Especially, you figure he still has 1 year left on his rookie deal, plus the 5th year option, obviously. So that's 2 years left with the Cincinnati Bengals before we even get to talk about contract extension. By the time his contract extension, finally kicks in, it might be looked at it as a bargain at that point in time. But it's going to be very, very interesting to see just how the wide receiver market continues to shapes up for some of the other guys like CeeDee Lamb, so on and so forth. But yeah, kudos to Jay Jettis. Definitely played his ass off for the Minnesota Vikings. And, this is good. The players are getting duly compensated. Some might think a little too compensated, but I think when you get a transcendent talent like a Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase, it's probably in your best interest to keep those guys around and pay those guys for continuity purposes. So props, Jay Jettis.